Hey everybody, so it is the end of day 9 of Walk the Yorke, is that right? Yes, it's the end of day 9. We walked just under 21 kilometres today. Anyway, so we got up this morning on day 9 and did our usual decamping process, filtered a whole lot of water, which was quite time consuming. And then we had a 10-kilometre walk to the Sturt Bay Shelter, which was where we had planned to stay tonight when the previous day was going to be much shorter. But walking just 10 k's, like we figured we were going to walk on from there. We just weren't sure where to, because to get to the next shelter at Foul Bay was too much of an ask. It was going to be over 30 kilometres and neither of us is interested in doing another day like that anytime soon. So yeah, we walked to Sturt Bay Shelter, which was a 10-kilometre walk completely along the beach. It was absolutely glorious. It was a beautiful day, cool and quite windy, but just beautiful weather for hiking. Bit of soft sand on the beach, but not too bad. And some of the most extraordinary sort of ocean detritus that I've ever seen, that either of us has ever seen. Huge sort of drifts of seaweed banked up on the beach, sea urchins, starfish, a shark,
and a seal.
And we saw a seal, which we originally thought was dead, kind of like lifeless on the sand. And as we walked past, obviously noticed that there were humans walking past and started to, flap around and look up and kind of give us the evil eye. So we took a couple of photos and moved on and just left them lying on the beach. And yeah, and masses of sea sponges. Like, I've never seen the kind of, the detritus of the ocean in such prodigious display before. It was really quite extraordinary and really enjoyable and made for a very interesting walk along the beach. And then we had a lovely long stop at Sturt Bay Shelter, another bush campsite, which was again very close to the beach and sandy soil, but a really lovely shelter. And there was water there as well, so we obsessively topped up. And then we walked on the beach again. So it's a really long beach walk, longest I've ever done. You go back onto the beach for another little over 7 kilometres, so it ends up being 17.3 kilometres along the beach, which is quite a stretch, and a fair bit of soft sand at the beginning of that second leg, which was kind of heavy going, but again really, really pleasant, so made for a lovely afternoon's walk. And then you come off the beach and come into, I think it's Point Davenport Conservation Park. I will double check that and post in the description box, or post a correction if I haven't got that right, but that's where we are at the moment, wild camping. So yes, we're in a conservation park, and I know that we're not supposed to be here camping, but it really was like, it was the best place for us to stop. And I understand why there's no camping allowed in conservation parks, and that's because humans are generally pretty shit, and they'll come into places like this and they'll ruin them, and they'll take great big shits everywhere and leave their toilet paper all over the place, and light fires and do all kinds of dumb shit. And we're not going to do any of that because we're not shit. So we're going to camp here in the conservation park, which is very lovely, and then walk on tomorrow to Foul Bay. So there are 2 campsites in the Foul Bay area. The first one, which is about 15 kilometres from where we are, is the Foul Bay Shelter, which is a designated trail shelter that also has water. And then a few kilometres further on from that is an existing Yorke Peninsula Council bush campsite, the Foul Bay campsite, which is a dry camp, but we'll be able to get water at Foul Bay Shelter, so that won't be an issue. And so yeah, we're walking on to there tomorrow, and that's about a 20-kilometre walk from where we are, maybe a little bit less, and we're going to camp there, and then we have a just over 24-kilometre walk into Marion Bay the next day, where we're going to be staying at a hotel, which is really exciting. So we're looking forward to that enormously. But having said that, also really looking forward to the hiking and the shelters and campsites in between here and there. So yeah, all in all, a really lovely day today, and we did have a great day yesterday. It was just long and tough and not what we expected, but yeah, we're camped now and we're having a really lovely time.